I can hear you.
All right. Welcome to the Haters Ball. It's your boy Dumb It Down. I'm here with my older brother, the old Baldy.
Yo.
And my younger brother, B-Dog.
Yeah.
All right. So, you got to stop doing that, Dad, man. I'm telling you, dog. Every time you do it, we lose subscribers. All right. So, we're going to jump right into it, man. What everyone's talking about is this Katt Williams interview. For real. Y'all watched it? I watched it. Did y'all watch it?
Yep.
Great.
Of course, man. Of course, bro. This was monumental, man. This was monumental, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all of those with the virgin assholes, man. That's the way. That's the way.
All right, so we don't usually like talk about. I don't usually like talking about the gossipy stuff, but this interview was just was crazy. So I thought it was super interesting to talk about. First off, I mean, I don't even know where to start with this interview. Do y'all think that he was right? Is he right to go on the interview like this and talk about everybody like that? Do y'all think this is wrong, right of him? What, y'all like it or dislike it?
He said a lot right to me. Yeah, some things that I wasn't vibing with him with, like the Illuminati stuff. I'm like, all right, dog. You don't need to feed into that. But I don't think he meant it in a general Illuminati way like everybody else thinks, like, you gotta sacrifice somebody you love or this or that. I think he meant gatekeepers when he meant the Illuminati. Well, that's what I'm hoping. Or I guess
the same thing? Ain't that the same thing? The Illuminati or the gatekeepers?
I don't think it's the same.
That's all he talked about, by the way, was this cabal of rich, powerful people that make certain other people dance on a string, and they willingly do it.
Right, and he didn't say you had to sacrifice your family. He said you had to just had to.
Listen, he did make it seem like it was an organization. They give you things. He's like they give all of you people the light skin ugly face.
He said you just had to sacrifice your virginity. That's all he said.
He said there was other sacrifices and they could take it away anytime. He said he basically was talking about this Illuminati, quote unquote. It's the same thing. People in control of the whole industry, according to him, and he told you about it. So, how much of that do you believe in? I tend to believe in
a little bit, not all of it.
Yeah, okay. I mean, look, I wasn't there. The man said he was there. I mean, let's go through it, man. Talk about some of the stuff, man.
So first off, he talked about Cedric and this joke being stolen. He had to set the record straight about who set the joke first, right? Leroy in the chat, what's up, Leroy? 85% of it, he says, sounds like facts. I'm with Leroy. I felt like the majority of the things.
That's a good person. Yeah, I'm with that.
Yeah, the majority of the things he was saying, it made sense to me. Sounded like he was telling the truth, and he wasn't afraid of calling people out. He kept mentioning people who were on the Weinstein list, or on the Epstein list. He did it. Nothing back, man. So the stuff with Cedric the Entertainer was 100% facts. I saw a video on YouTube that showed proof, that he did the joke first. That to me is undisputable.
I watched the interview. It popped right up in my feed. YouTube knew what the deal was. And it popped right up. They showed him doing the trick. He did the whole trick. Cedric Entertainer did the exact same thing, man.
Yeah.
And so definitely he was, if the timeline is right, it looked like the timeline in the video was, tried to show that. Looked like dude copied his whole joke completely.
Word. And that's the thing. So why do you think, because this is the thing, he came up there and he was saying to Shannon, how can people come up there and lie in front of millions of people and it just be cool? Like, why is no one fact check? Why does no one, like, what's up with that? Why do y'all think that's okay? Why do you think they feel like that's okay?
I don't think it's ever the interviewer should never be put in a position to where they can lose their interview. I'm interviewing you to speak your truth. I'm not here to argue with you. If this is what you believe,
Mm.
then that's fine. You should be able to say whatever you want. I feel like as long as I'm not in the story and if I have proof that you did not do this and stuff like that, that's different. But Shannon don't know about this dude stealing jokes and Ricky Smiley saying, like, how would I know that? This dude saying this is what happened. I gotta believe him. I wasn't there.
No, no,
Yeah, that's two
that
different
part's
things.
true. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, that's two different things. You gotta, of course, the interviewer should let the man talk. I mean, you want to watch the show. Nori is about the only one that gets away with interrupting people as much. You gotta let the man talk. So, but as far as is he supposed to know about the comedian beef? Of course not. How could he possibly know about the intricacies of the comedic world and who's telling jokes, who's stealing jokes,
Yeah.
unless that had something that was pulled up in the press, or something
Hmm.
like that. Otherwise, these are things that happen between him and another man. And yes, it was on TV, but like he knows about it, and maybe other comedians do. But Shannon Sharp not an expert in that world.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, no, agree. Shannon, not the expert, so you got to take your word, whatever they say for it. But I do think it is an interviewer's. You saying it is an interviewer's job to check some or to ask deeper questions to figure out if somebody's story is not making sense. I do think that is a job of
Well,
an interviewer.
but do the stories make sense? I mean, the story. I guess this is the thing. If you're a famous comedian, I seen you in movies, and you come on the thing and say, "Oh, I tried out for this movie, I auditioned for this movie, or the movie was written for me," I'm gonna assume you're saying the truth because why the hell would I know?
Mm.
How am I supposed to check Ricky Smiley on that or whatever? Like,
Yeah.
Katt Williams know, people who
Hmm.
worked on the movie know, but unless you was like, "Hey, did he say all truth just now?" and you call him because you know him, how
Hmm.
would you, from some movie that came out 20 years ago or something like that? How would you? Who cares? Your name not in the credits because you didn't do it. Well, how would
Yeah.
I know that? You know,
Mm.
that's not on Shannon Sharp, man. But I mean, look at some of the stuff this dude said, man. He really he called people out. Like what he said to Cedric the Entertainer. Do you think that this is bad for Cedric the Entertainer?
Yeah, I mean, I
Uh,
100% look at all these dudes differently now. Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, Ricky Smiley. I can't. To me, like how can if you gonna go on TV and lie, then you a liar. Not like now your word is you've lessened your integrity, your credibility because you went on national TV and lied. Even like I so because I see some of the people's responding now, right? Like Ricky Smiley, says something about
He
wearing a dress doesn't make you less of a man, and then stuff like
he
that.
had nothing to say.
Yeah,
He
but none
backed
of
down. He had nothing to say.
exactly they
No denials on the. All he could do is say it's not so bad. Like
right.
okay,
Exactly. So none of them are addressing or saying he's lying. They just saying, you shouldn't have said that, or I don't know why he's being so angry or bitter or something like that. They got something to say like that. None of them are saying Katt Williams is lying. None of them are disputing what he's saying is the truth. So that's the thing. That's like, you know,
well,
and
we didn't talk about what he said about the other comedians. We really just talked about Cedric the Entertainer so far and Ricky Smiley. Ricky Smiley
mm,
straight up admitted basically that he did it because he did it.
yeah.
And I never thought Ricky Smiley was that funny or whatever. And the stuff he was saying about him, the stuff that was worse than that was some of the things that he insinuated, like what he had to do. You know what I mean? Or what
yeah.
these people are doing in this game to become the faces of the game and stuff like that.
He said,
Um,
"Hey, he said Puff Daddy like to party, and sometimes you got to tell him no."
Yeah.
Like that
Hey,
is
we see
wild.
that though. We
these
see
Yeah.
rumors
that
on
now.
Puff are piling up, so there's a lot of smoke there.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm assuming there's some fire there. Like I mean
yeah.
that's a lot of smoke in one direction.
Yeah.
So something
What did
something
y'all
is
think about what he said about Chris Tucker? Was that a shot when he was saying that Michael Jackson had a nickname for him, and this and that, or was that just saying what it
The
was? I
shot
couldn't
was saying
tell.
that he on the Epstein list. That was the shot.
Damn. Was he on the FC list?
I mean, he was
I
saying,
thought they said that was fake.
or what was he said Weinstein, or he said something like that. He said one of the
No,
two.
he said Weinstein.
Weinstein.
No,
Maybe he said Weinstein.
Man.
Yeah, let me not mix him up. I'm sorry, but he said the Chris Tucker. He said the Chris Tucker that was at Friday was one type of Chris Tucker, and then he said the Chris Tucker you got now is the one that hanging out with such and such. So that's what he said. So that was the shot.
I mean, but that's true. We already know that. That's not is that a shot? I mean, he ain't been funny in a minute, but I ain't really seen him trying to be that funny in a minute, right? I mean, have you seen him?
He released a special in the last 5 years, I think.
Has he did?
I think so. Let me double check on that. No,
I haven't heard from Chris Tucker since Rush Hour 3.
If I saw Chris Tucker pop up, I'd have watched it. So that don't sound like something that popped up. So you can see like he fell off or he don't want work. I mean, if you're getting big Rush Hour checks still, and I understand, but he ain't in the game like that. At least not in the visible level that I'm seeing him.
Yeah.
Now maybe he does big tours. Maybe I don't know. But I mean, Ricky Smiley, he ain't about nothing, man. To me, this dude eater Ricky Smiley. Did you see what people put this to the Eat the Beat?
Yeah.
They put the clips of the speech up on the Eat the Beat, dog. I was like, oh my goodness, man. Killing this dude, man. Because he killed some of these dudes. Steve Harvey, he killed Steve Harvey, man. I thought he killed Steve Harvey, man.
Yeah. That's the thing where you said that Steve Harvey stole the show. I didn't know that. I never heard of this show. He was talking about the Mr.
No, he said he tried to steal his role in Ocean's 7 or Ocean's 11 or whatever.
Bernie's, sorry to steal Bernie's role in Ocean's
11. Tried to snake on Bernie Mac. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a terrible look, man. And so I'm inclined to believe that, to be honest with you, man. I don't know what y'all thought about it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's all sounds like truth to me. Especially after he talked about how he stole the whole show, the Steve Harvey show.
I was about to say that. When he said this, I was sitting there thinking that shit was hanging with Mr. Cooper.
But I don't remember Mr. Cooper.
I'm too young to know that.
I used to always watch Mr. Cooper. I used to like that show a lot. Yeah. So I was like, dang, that's true. Man, this dude, look, man. I don't know. A lot of what he said seemed true. So I feel like all of it sounds true. I gotta believe everything he said. The man's talking all this stuff about how he just be telling the truth all the time. I don't know if it's true. It just sounds so convincing. I was convinced.
Yeah. I agreed. I was convinced, man. I was convinced. I don't. These other dudes gotta respond. I don't really understand. To me, this is the worst thing this is worse than getting slapped on the stage, man. I like these comedians. If they don't do something,
I have to respond because it's 50 years old and they don't even do stand-up comedy. That's why
their comedy credibility has been attacked. Like I don't.
When did Steve Harvey has done any type of comedy, anything besides being
man? He was rushing and hoping to sell out, and look, and that's how it looked. And Katt Williams said it. And that's the thing that's so funny is it already lined up with basically how I view Steve Harvey. He didn't want to do comedy like that. Oh, because if you want to do comedy, you come up with a special. Wouldn't you make more money? Then it seemed like he's working all the time on these stupid ass shows. Like I love Family Feud. Yeah, right. I do too. Family Feud is great, but is that where you would be if you was a top comedian? You be doing movies and stuff. Who they be having on? Who they had as the host of Family Feud, man? Never know.
The dude from Home Improvement before that, right?
Yeah, they did have your boy Al Borland done. And they had Louis Anderson for a little bit. You know what I mean? Like dudes that ain't on that level.
Right.
You know what I mean? If he was on that level, you'd be in movies. Where you see Eddie Murphy at? People said he was washed, right? Eddie Murphy been in movies nonstop, basically since he decided he wanted to come back. Ain't no game shows. You know what I mean? So come on, man. You had sitcoms. You would have a sitcom. Cedric the Entertainer still do sitcoms.
Yeah.
No, I was wondering, does he do anything anymore?
Cedric the Entertainer be on that sitcom with the neighbors or whatever, or at least he used to be. I don't know. Recently, at least I see commercials for it. I ain't never watched,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't watch
but
sitcoms.
I always see the commercial during football because it come on CBS, I think, and it'd be like him talking to the white man, and it'd be like laughter track, and
The
then the commercial
neighborhood.
goes off and
Okay.
football come back on.
Yeah.
Right?
Since 2018. Yeah. All right. You're right.
So he on the show. Steve Harvey was on shows and ain't
Mhm.
been since.
Yeah.
I thought that's you want to have a show.
That's what he talked about with Ricky Smiley. He said, like, yo, every thing you've been on, every movie role you had get cut. Nobody calling you back for nothing. He said the same thing with Faison. He said they didn't have Big Worm in the second one. Why didn't they call you back?
Bill Faison. Faison got. I thought Faison was funny, but you right. You see no specials. It's like, dang, I ain't think about it. Dang, Faison, you don't have no specials. It's like I was like, oh, that he like I said, I don't notice this stuff because that's not where I'm looking. I'm like, oh, you got a special? Let's check it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the specials are funny, a lot of them are lame, and we're gonna talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, a lot of them are, but sometimes it's the mood and the person might be making it funny, whatever it is. This dude on nothing. And they got some lame comedians on Netflix, got 2 or 3 specials.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
You be like, yo, you not funny. I hate when I turn one on and be like, okay, got a new comedy special. This might be good. Turn it on, first joke. You be like, okay. All right.
You gotta give them 15 minutes.
Like that.
That's my rule. 15 minutes.
I don't even give it that long. I gotta chuckle soon.
You have to.
Yeah. I turned this on the left.
No, I got to give you 15 minutes because I've had some that start off slow and they start going crazy after 15 minutes. So
that's true. It
that's
happens.
my thing now.
It happens, but I'm skeptical. I'm starting to get pissed off when I don't see jokes right away. Like, what up, man? Are you goofy looking, or are you gonna do something funny and say something funny?
Well, that leads us to this Dave Chappelle special.
Hey, hold on.
Oh, go ahead.
Anything he said about Kevin Hart?
Okay.
What y'all think about that?
Oh, that he's a plant.
Kevin Hart,
a plant. Is Kevin Hart an industry plant or not? We need the answer.
Might be. How am I supposed to know that? He might be a plant.
I don't see. I mean, he said it's because he worked all on the East Coast and then somehow he flew out to the West Coast and got a show and just been in movies and shows since then. And then 10 years later, he finally came out with a special. I don't know, man. I feel like we all haven't put the work in as a comedian. Like,
I don't know about that.
I don't. My first time. Well, I mean, I saw on Soul Plane was the first time I saw, but that's the first time I see the first time I saw Katt Williams was on, Friday after next.
Watch Comic View, and Comic View was a thing. People be in clubs and stuff like that. Normally, these people, these comedians that you see on TV, they work through these different clubs in these different areas, and that's why he was saying, I never saw you work in no clubs in LA. Everybody that's on in LA worked in clubs in LA for years in LA. And if you never seen it, I mean, I don't know. Because I ain't in LA. I'm not a comedian. I don't know the ins and outs of the game. But it does seem odd if that's true. I'm not going to do the research. I don't really care. Kevin Hart getting big money nowadays. He is still funny. Even though I think his last special, I didn't think was that funny. But he does still do comedy for people, and so I think he wasn't getting the complete disrespect that like Steve Harvey got.
Yeah.
He just said he must have did the stuff to get on.
Basically, but he said he's talked about Kevin Hart plenty of times. They've been had beef. That's not new.
Yeah, well, I don't know all the history about it, man. All I know is. Sounds like he's insinuating many people's don't have their B card anymore.
Yeah. All right. So I want to say what's up to Leroy in the chat. Like and subscribe, man. If you're in the chat, tell us what you think. And Leroy, we definitely all heard your track that you sent us, and we're definitely gonna talk about it later when we get into music. But hopefully you stick around. Maybe you can hop on later when we get to music as well. But let's talk about this Dave Chappelle special.
Oh man, bummer, dude. Bummer, dude. Bummer, dude. That was.
That's it. That's it.
Good. Not good. Not good. Not
All
good.
right.
Look, man, it didn't keep my attention, man. You know, dude seemed like he just really want to get his point across. Messing with these, talking bad about these different people, man. I kind of get what he be doing, like showing that he's showing he can, B he's showing that he can't be like moved or pushed off his stance.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is like, okay, cool, man. Can we get to some funny jokes? Like, I just think the joke's not that funny. Like, so
Yeah.
If the jokes was funny, we would be like, I get his points. But is that what I turned the show on for? I mean, what y'all think?
Yeah, I thought this was his least funny special. I mean, and to me, it's not funny. Again, it's not to me in Chappelle standards, because usually I put on a Chappelle stand up and I'm cracking up, right? This one, I thought there was some chuckles. There was some. I thought the story at the end was a good story. Point. He always has this kind of, he puts the story together and kind of has wise points about like life throughout the story, but and then it'll have like a some kind of funny line or punchline at the end or something. But overall, I didn't laugh much on this one. I really didn't. So I thought I'm tired of the trans jokes. I'm kind of I feel like he did it. He in the last one, what was it? Six of Stones or whichever one it was. Oh, The Closer. No, it was called The Closer. I thought he was like, that's it. I've done the trans jokes, and then so I was surprised that he came back out with this one and still doing it. And so I don't know. I just felt like why beat a dead horse, kind of thing.
That's exactly it, man.
I mean, I'm a huge Dave fan. He's one of those people. If he does anything, I'll watch it. So I was very excited. It's cool. I mean, it wasn't that funny, but Dave's not that funny compared to some of these other comics I was watching. I would way rather watch Dave do it. I mean, yeah, I'm tired of the trans jokes too. I don't think he's gonna get off of it though. As long as that
How many
community
more
is so
specials
big.
can he do? 20 minutes of trans jokes.
I mean, he said this time he only doing 4 of them. The closer he did say he was done with them though. So I came into this one expecting it not to have any trans jokes, and the first joke was a trans joke. Didn't see it coming though, so it was a good setup.
Yeah.
But it was, and then he's like, "Okay, I'm only gonna tell 4 more for the rest of them."
Yeah. And then he went to the handicap instead, because he likes push down on people. That was a good joke.
That wasn't that funny.
I like that one.
It wasn't that funny. I wasn't like cracking up, but I thought that it was like, like okay, but and then that was it. I didn't, but when he went back to it, I didn't think it was funny. Like when he went back to the handicap jokes, I was like, yeah, it's not funny. And then yeah, I don't know. I was really I was very disappointed. Honestly, I was very disappointed because I was excited. Me and my wife, sat down and watched this. I'm like, oh snap, we about to, this is gonna be the night, and it just wasn't that.
I definitely set the vibe for a Dave Chappelle special. I gotta be on the big TV with the loudspeaker, like I'm there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this wasn't that. So.
Yeah. That's why it's a big letdown. Big letdown, man.
Agreed. So, but I know he'll bounce back. I'm sure his next special will be funnier. Even in his last few Netflix specials, some were funnier than others. So, I'm sure he'll bounce back. So, let's then jump to anything else y'all want to talk about this comedian stuff. before we move on to music?
I think that's it, man.
All right.
Shout out to the comedians.
Word. All right. So, we know this is a hip hop podcast. We know most people come to check out. So, we're about to jump right into it. First album that we wanted to discuss was this big hit, The Game, Hit Boy, Paisley, Dreams. Bryson, you love the West Coast music, right? Did you check this one out?
No, I hate West Coast music.
Okay.
And no, I didn't even find out about this until today.
All right. Okay.
Big hit.
Then what you think, Baldy?
Trash. Hated it. Get this shit out of here, man. So I do like. I don't want to say. I don't like it at all. I will never listen to this again, but I don't want to say it's trash. All right. So let me take a step back. I respect Big Hit. He can't rap. I like Hit Boy putting his father on. That's great. I think that it's all positive. I wish that I liked the music. I don't think Big Hit can rap at all. Rap at all. Like he's competent, but even with these beats, which I think some of these are pretty good, they can't lift him up because he's not good. And you know who else can't do it? The Game, who sucks also, but has a long career and is definitely more capable than Big Hit.
Right, and this is the issue to me. To me, this is a bigger failing on The Game than Big Hit. To me, Big Hit, like we said, I feel like we know what he is. We reviewed the other albums that he did with Hit Boy. The other album he did with Hit Boy. We know, I don't know what to say about his rapping ability. He's like an old school West, like I don't know, MC Ren or someone like that type of guy, I guess. And just that,
I wouldn't even. I mean, I think it's wrong to even to compare him to people who have, I get. Like I said, man, I think the music sucks, so I just don't want to have to be extra aggressive in the hatred.
Right.
It's not like I said. This dude, he's not MC Ren. Like no, don't do that to MC Ren. That's disrespectful.
Yeah. All right. Well, no disrespect. Then I'm not gonna compare him to nobody else. But here's my issue. To me, is The Game should if you got there's lots of duos. Okay, there's tons of albums with duos. One rapper is dope, and the other rapper is kind of okay, and it still could work. That works in a lot of groups, right? Because if they got chemistry, if they got the right production, they got the right back and forth, you could make it dope, right? Especially if the better rapper does his job. And I don't think The Game did his job. I'm sick. Listen, man, we talked about The Game before. The Game is trash, bro. I'm really over people are overhyping him. He's been doing this wannabe Nipsey Hussle thing since Nipsey died, and I think it's completely unacceptable, and I don't understand why hip hop is allowing this.
How about it, man?
How you can't? This is biting.
How many more can I put? How many more? Because of course that is all correct. Why?
Leroy said he don't hear the fake Nipsey Hussle thing. I feel like if you listen to the documentary and you listen to The Game rap then, and then you listen now, he's going way harder with the West Coast, like with the accent. He's going way harder with the like you said, like. He does do pauses. I feel like he's really trying to bite his style. Now, I could be wrong, but that's what I hear. So I don't think it's cool, and it's also not good. He doesn't do it well to me. He just hasn't done it well.
I don't get it, man. I don't get the love. I never will get it. You got Dr. Dre beats and all this type of stuff, and you're mid, bro. Not good. I just so yes. I saw some praise for this album. Uh, I don't know what people hear. I don't know what it is, man. Call it some kind of difference. Maybe it's just our family dumb it down. But why I can't stand this dude? I just never get the appeal. I always think he's just mid. I've never heard something to be like, "Oh, Game killed that." I never thought that ever in my life.
I mean, there's some tracks of his that I like I said, because of whether it's because of the production or whether it's because of, of course, there's tracks on the documentary that I like. And this isn't to me, not even see, Leroy said he likes Game albums. I think he has some dope songs. I can't say that I love a Game album. There's no Game album I'm going back to. I want to play straight through because I really just don't like it. But this is where I wanted to go with next, because to me, Hit Boy, we talked about this before, he's supposed to be a top 10 producer. The production on this album was cool, but that's it, just cool. I didn't feel like it was spectacular. And when I compare it to another West Coast from this year, that Larry June and Ricardo, because I was playing this in my car, and when I think of West Coast music, I want it to knock in the car, like I want to hear the bass. And I really felt like the bass was underwhelming on a lot of these beats. So I turned on the Larry June Ricardo afterwards just to make sure I'm not crazy. And I just feel like this production job was not the same quality as even that production job. So I really don't get why Hit Boy has been getting this praise that he's been getting. Because to me, he's not doing anything spectacular.
All right, man. You know what? I gotta agree, dog. I gotta agree. I was about to say, I was gonna push back, but nah, these songs, you're right. I mean, they definitely not mess with that Carter album, not at all. But that's a little different too. I mean, that's like Northern Cali more, right? To me, that gives me like San Francisco, Oakland rap vibes, as opposed to the Southern Cali, right? So a little different. I don't know everything about California, but I know that that's a little different as far as comparing that Cardo sound to this Hit Boy sound to me. And West Coast people could let us know if we tripping on that. But I don't think that none of these beats ain't the level of Magic 2 or 3. So I would definitely say that if that's Hit Boy's greatness, this is not that.
Yeah.
So I think that's fair.
What do you mean? This nigga, dad was like, "Oh, I want to make an album with Game." This nigga Hit Boy is like, "All right, I guess. Let me make the call. Here's some of these beats that I don't want. Here y'all go."
I think he made it
Right.
enthusiastically, man. I don't think he's like, "Oh, okay, Dad, I'll do it, I guess." Like, I don't think he's doing that.
I've
Like,
been
Dad, do
working
I
with
have to,
Nas
Dad?
for the
Do I
past
have to?
year. You think I want to hear big hit beats, big hit rhymes? Come on now.
Now we hold on.
And I've been rapping, doing everything, and now I got to hear big hit coming here with the Game. Come on, dog.
Dang, bruh. Nah, man. Like I
So,
said, bruh, I
but it's a
admire the
look.
project and the attempts. I don't think he's going for superstardom here, but if he want rap, I guess he want. I don't think it's like I don't think Hit Boy is begrudgingly doing this though. I think
Yeah,
that
nah.
these are
I don't
songs they
think he's
work on.
super excited about it.
I don't see. I
Well,
disagree.
Game got to make up some money, man. Game owe that chick $7 million for assault that he's been ducking her money, paying her for or whatever. And I don't know if you want to get into that gossip, but they own him. They checked all his accounts for that one.
Yeah,
That's funny.
I see when we reviewed the first Hit Boy Big Hit track, I feel like I was I because to me it's beautiful making the music with your dad. After he gets out of jail, I got nothing but respect for that. That's amazing. So I don't really want to overly hate it, but if he gonna keep making projects like it, I'm not gonna keep fronting or keep I'm gonna review the music, man. The music wasn't good, And because it's got game on this one,
Well,
it
I
ain't
said that.
just
I said that.
yeah.
It's not just bad. I don't want to ever hit us again because of Mr. Game. You know, if it was just Big Hit, I probably like this maybe slightly more. But neither one of them are good rappers in my opinion.
Yeah.
And so I don't ever want to hit. I really don't like Game at all, Doug. I don't really know why, man. He's always been annoying to me, and he's extremely annoying to me on this project.
All right, well, we can move on to the next project then, man. Leroy, you know, told us, yeah, the Bay Area is more, you know, more the base. So I mean, maybe that's the difference. But let's jump to the next one, the Hall and Nash, right? Hall and Nash 2.
Album of the year.
Album of the year. Go
Album of the
ahead,
year.
B-Dog. Go ahead. Tell us about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I love this album. Great songs, but they do have some old songs on here. I, f- I don't know if they released as singles and I heard them, or if they were on previous projects. But I think like the first two or three songs. Oh no, not Michelangelo, but Fork in a Pot. I feel like I heard Rey Mysterio, maybe.
That's all on EP's Alchemist release. Fork in the Pot got a video. Like it's super weird. I love the video. It's super weird.
Mm.
Yeah,
But I love that song. So that's the thing about these old songs. I love these old songs. I already knew
yeah,
these old songs, and so I was already a fan. You know, so I wasn't. But he said that when he announced it that these was gonna be some old ones, and they got a real Hall and Nash 2 coming.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Well, that's good to know. To me, the standout, you know, other than ones I had heard before, to me, I like the '94 Ghost, Conway. You know,
mm-hmm.
did his thing on that one.
Yeah, that's an old one.
Oh, okay. All right, that's the old one. Yeah. See,
Yeah, that's one of the old ones. Yeah. So
Now that Michelangelo Conway verse is song of the year to me.
yes, man. Yeah, but all of these are apparently old songs, man. So
Okay,
I
so
mean,
they
it's
all
great.
old. They all old.
They started working on it, and then I think they stopped and never finished it to release it. So a bunch of them are old, but some of them are new. I don't know, but he had them. You know, he had threw a few of them out on different EPs and stuff. I don't know, man. All I know is they got more coming. Alchemist with them two. Can't wait. Alchemist and Conway. Alchemist and basically everybody. But Conway can rap, dog. I mean, the dude
Yeah,
can rap, dog. He just raps so great.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it don't seem like he running out. You know, the machine. So old stuff, new stuff, whatever it is, I'm here for it. It's always worth at least a listen or two.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then then there's more coming. So I always have some new favorites to add to my Conway playlist.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we named him our rapper, our MC of the year last year of 2023. I think that was the right decision. And then he dropped this only to add to that, and I think yeah, man. I would say I think of his projects, of Conway's projects this year, where would you think this one fell in the mix? Because I would say it's probably is not as good as Won't He Do It, and not as good as that Drumwork album either to me.
I'm never listening to that Drum Work album again, but Special Machinery was really good to me. Like I said, I still love that album. Um, oh no, that's what's so fire about Conway. He gonna give you 6 songs every couple months or so. He gonna put something out there. I
Mm-hmm.
love it. And he rapping at such a high level right now.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm biased. I like I said, I already love 94 Ghost shit and
yeah,
Fork in the Pot. I already love those songs. So I was, I didn't need more motivation. Love those songs. Alchemist and Schoolboy with Conway. Like I need a lot more of that. So yeah, I'm biased. I already like this album. Of course, I love this album. You know that.
all right. All right, I was. I mean, y'all like. I would say I was a little disappointed in this one. To
Oh,
me,
not at all. I
because
couldn't even
like
get
I
past
said, some of the
Michelangelo for
songs
the first
that
15 minutes.
Wait, what you said? What you said, B?
I was saying I couldn't get past Michelangelo for the first 15 minutes. I had to keep playing it back. I don't know. That was a great verse to me. Conway killed that.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Conway was killing it. Nah, I don't think it's not new beats either, Leroy. It's just the old songs. Just put together. I don't think they were ever just put together in an album like this. So
Nah,
all right.
some of them were unreleased songs.
Yeah, no, yeah. Some of them are new, but yeah, go ahead.
That's all I was about to say.
All right, well then we can move on to the next album was that Trill Static 3. We never got to talk about that one as well. Trill Static 3, Bun B, Static Selector. He has a bunch of great features on this one, right? You know, and this Static Selector, this Trill Statics, they always record these in a day, right? You know, and so what y'all think of this?
3 is better than 2. It
Okay.
might be better. It's to me. I haven't listened to it as much. It might be better than 1 to me, dog. I've been playing it. I love a bunch of songs on there.
Yeah. All right. To me, what I would say about this album is that I thought that the beginning of it was super dope, and I thought that it kind of fell off towards the middle or end of it. Personally, I thought some of the features in the beginning stand out, like that Method Man verse was great. I thought a lot of the songs in the beginning are great, but then by the end, I just felt a little, like the features on the back half are not the same.
They're terrible.
They're not the same level, but I like them. I like In Memory Of, and Verse Lights, Vegas Lights.
Yeah, I remember being disappointed in the Vegas Lights.
That's song 11 and 13. Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I like those.
Yeah, all right.
I'm definitely more with dumb it down on this one. You got Coda the Friend on here. Like, come on.
I don't know what
Don't
made
do
you
that, 'cause
decide
it
to
was
just
good.
hate Coda the Friend. Coda the Friend verse on this one was good. I liked it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got
That's
hate
the
for
thing,
you,
man.
Coda.
We're not trying to just hate on that man forever, man. We just didn't like that one album about sleeping in the sunset or whatever. Like the rest of them, I don't have no problem with the man himself. He can make good verses. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I liked
You made one bad song, you'll never give him a chance again.
I don't know. I'll listen to
I
maybe.
like that song Dating a Lot with Coda and Kweli.
Yeah.
That's your answer.
I
Just
reserve the right to change my
Moans?
position. Yeah, that's what I reserve the right to change my position in the future.
If you do
Might
a
do
song with
something
Drake,
fire.
you're gonna love him.
I'm listening now. I'm gonna give him a better listen. But
Drake gonna feature him on an electronic dance song. But Drake just goes ooh, and he's gonna rap over that, and then you're gonna be super hyped, like, oh, the song of the year.
oh, please shout out to Coda then. But for now, we're gonna wait on it.
Hey man. All right. Anything else to say about this album then? Trill Static 3.
I hope they make more. I don't know. I don't know what else to say about it, man. I really liked it.
Yeah. I will say this. One thing I got annoyed about on this album is all the people making Trill Burger bars. I'm sure Bun probably appreciates the free promotion, but I got tired of it. I got tired of it, man.
Yep.
I was like,
all kinds of cooking beef with the Trill burgers and stuff like that. Yeah.
They like flipping packs like it's Trill burgers, all the kind of stuff. I'm like, come on, man.
Nah, you right, dog. They had about 10 of those on it. They had about one a song. Yeah.
Nah, that's respect. I like that.
I was like, if another rapper comes on here and says something about Trill burger, I'm.
Yo, he said Trill burger the best burger in America, man.
Yo, I
got to get one.
We gotta go. You live in Texas? You ain't get one yet?
No, I'm not driving 3 hours for no burger. But
Dog,
I might,
come
if
on.
they fire like that. If they fire like that, I'm gonna go try them for real.
That ain't nothing but a weekend trip.
Yeah, I might go down there next week. Now that you said it.
Word.
Yeah, we need to live stream that, man. Get on a live stream
I love me a good
Get
burger.
on
That's my
here.
favorite
Let's
food.
give us a Trill Burger mukbang.
Yeah.
All right. Call a publicist. Big Money, dumb it down. Let's get Bun on the show for the Trill Burger mukbang. Bryson, Bun, and then we'll just watch them eat the Trill Burger and be jealous.
Yeah, I might have to gas up the PJ and take a flight quick out there, too, bro.
Just something light, something
Yeah,
light,
something light,
That's funny, man.
All right, man. So that's it, man. Let me tell you, the best song I heard this weekend, though, no frontin', is this track that Leroy Green laces with, dog.
Yo, man.
This New Beginnings track.
Okay.
I thought this was super dope, Leroy. I think you did your thing on that one. That beat, who is producing for you, dog? That's what we gotta know first off, because that's
beat. A great question. Yeah, we gotta know that.
Yeah.
Don't tell them, Leroy. Don't keep that to ourselves. It's me and you in the studio.
One thing I know about my little brother, he's got no talent, so I know it's not you.
That is a fact.
Yeah, man. No, but for real though, that Matrix new Matrix trilogy. I'm looking for no blasphemy. I'm looking for a new Trinity. I thought that was a super dope bar. I thought Leroy, you did your thing because it was you had bars throughout both of these songs, but they weren't like trying to be too complex that you can't couldn't catch it. It was like I thought it was like right, perfect, really well done, especially on that second one, on the New Beginnings one. And the theme, the scheme, knew this, knew that, knew that. I thought that's a super dope one. That's one you should put out because I think that's one that would catch people.
I was very impressed. I would like to hear more. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what else to say. I don't know how long you've been making songs. Well, what kind of experience you have. But I thought flow wise was pretty impeccable, and I like the beats too. So I thought those songs were pretty good.
Yeah, Leroy, if you want,
if the friend made them, then Bryson would be a big fan.
Word.
You made it?
Word. I don't know, Leroy, if you want to join in, into the pod or not. You know how to do it on Discord. You part of the Discord, but if you want to join in and talk about it real quick, you can. Yeah. In the meantime, while we're waiting on you to join in, like I said, you got to just join one of the voice channels, and I'll pull you in. But is there any other topics we wanted to get to? Yeah.
Did I get all my hate off? I feel like we hated on Game. That was really the main person I wanted to hate on, to be honest with you. and talk about Katt Williams. I think Katt Williams really exposed some people, man. Yeah. I don't think people really understood what people had to do to make it in that Hollywood game, and then he making dudes look bad, man. Look at making a lot of dudes look like straight up house Negroes, man. It's a bad look.
That's exactly what it looked like. I feel like, man, that's what I respect the most. The integrity not to sell out, and to still have success, without selling out. That's rare, honestly, because people don't want that. They don't want that. But even him saying that he got 8-figure deals with Netflix, like that's he making moves, and that's dope. Doing it without selling out.
What you thought about? Go ahead. What you said?
I said, no, that's dope for real. But if they're trying to make me a millionaire tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? I might sell my soul.
No, see, yeah,
trying to get that money over here.
Yeah, nah,
we trying to get that money over here on this podcast.
I'm not gonna have. I'm not gonna get with the man for money.
Yeah,
There's
nah.
different
I
ways,
gotta do that.
dog. There's
If you got to do the
different
pod in the
ways.
dress, you gonna do the pod in the dress?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You know what?
No.
We gonna call it Big Mama's Ball now.
Yeah.
Three dudes in dresses talking about, oh my God, y'all. Child, let me tell you, this album is trash. That's how we gonna be doing it on here. That's bad. That's
Never
bad.
that.
That's fun.
So yeah, I don't want no part of that, man.
I'm wearing a dress if we getting paid. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Because you,
I don't
yeah,
know.
that's
Hey,
what I'm
you
saying.
gonna
That's why
party
you're
with
not
Diddy?
in
You gonna
charge,
party with
dog.
Diddy?
That's why you're not
Are
in
you gonna
charge,
party
right
with
there.
Diddy? Are you gonna party with Diddy?
I'm staying far away from Diddy, sir.
I don't know if you can split the difference, man. They're not gonna give you the money unless you party with Diddy.
Yeah, nah.
That's like their initiation. You know how gangs people get jumped in and stuff? Like you gotta party with Diddy.
Word.
I don't care what that man was talking
You
about.
gotta put that dress on and party with Diddy.
Let me tell you. Let me
man
tell you
really said he ain't putting
another
on
thing
no
I wanted to
dress.
talk about. Though since we waiting for Leroy, according to hip hop, man, I was watching it. They got into the argument again, of course, of the Kendrick verse, they were really talking about J. Cole. Does J. Cole have a classic album? B Dog, I know since you the resident J. Cole stan, I wanted to know.
That's me.
Yeah, man. How many classic albums you think he got?
2.
2. All right. What are the 2?
And then now we're gonna get the opinion of a normal, rational person.
2, and if we count Friday Night Lights, 3. So
2 and so 3. He got 3. You saying?
if you count Friday Night Lights, it's 3.
Where he at?
Baldy, why you feel like you don't got none? Because this you got the majority
Because I
opinion.
ain't heard him. That's why. Where they at?
So what he got to
talk
do?
about, man.
What he got to do to have for you to have a classic album? Because I mean, what is it that he's doing that's not good enough?
Nah, look, his albums have not stood the test of time for me. Again, I don't, and I don't think that they're those classic bodies of work with just non-ending bangers. I can't. I don't know what to say, man. I've never been overly impressed with J. Cole's lyrical ability until recently, really.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't. None of his albums held me to that extent that I would deem it a classic.
So, Leroy, I posted the link in the chat. Hopefully you got it. Like I said, once you in the Discord, I just want you got to click on one of the voice channels, and then when you're in the voice channel, I can pull you into the show. All right. But B, I know because one of the videos we had, you went back and listened to Friday Night Lights, and you were like, I listened to it the first time in a long time, and it was dope. So isn't that what a classic is? You go back to it, and it's still great.
Yeah, if that's what you wanted to say was a classic. Okay. I have to give that some more spins. I mean, it's not like, yes, I went back and listened to it that time, and then I still haven't continued to go back to it. But I did for a little bit afterwards, so maybe, again, I think that hits y'all different than it hits me. It's just, I don't know what it is. When he came out, it did not grab me like that.
Yeah, Leroy, you already are. You part of the Discord. So all you got to do is open your Discord, man. If you open your Discord app, if you have the app on your phone, or if you have it, you can also go through the, web. But if you get, you don't know how to get to your Discord app, man, then I don't know. I don't know how to help.
Man. We can schedule it when this is
we'll have to get you on another time.
When you put this on the Spotify or whatever, I don't like Spotify, so I don't use them. But when you put this on whatever thing is gonna be at, then we'll make sure that all of these subs, we got so many subs to broadcast you out to, whole 365 subs, and so incredible growth here. This is how you're gonna build your audience, of course, because this is ground zero.
Yeah.
What did we end last year with?
All right, so but okay,
numbers. We gotta put a graph out for the people.
No, because I want to talk about this though. Because B, you're saying that the album's still dope years later. Isn't that what? All right, so you're saying that because you don't want to go back to it, does for something to be classic, does that mean you personally have to want to go back to it? Because like I listen to a lot of albums in hip hop that are considered classic. Right, there's a ton of music. Right, we just talked about 50 years of hip hop. We you know when we started this podcast, we were going through old albums, what's classic, what's not. You know, haven't felt the need to go back and listen to all of LL's radio, but when we listened to it, I thought it was a good album. Right? We all did, didn't we? And we were like, this is classic. Yes.
So I think that's two different things. So one thing is these early albums are gonna get this status because they broke ground on things. Okay, I don't know what that is for J. Cole. So you telling me that there was some groundbreaking stuff that I never heard before? I'm gonna tell you there wasn't.
Okay, that's fair.
If you're gonna tell me that he had these big hits that stick with me and I want to hear them over and over. I mean, they do have levels to things. So you could say some things are like super classics, like of course, like I don't know, like the Chronic or something like that, right? Something I listen to from time to time, every year. Some of my other personal favorite albums, like The Listening, which basically doesn't go a month probably without getting sunburn in my house, like on my car. Like these type of things, like that. It's not that. Now that might be that for y'all. There's other lower level classics that I listen to every year, or every few months, like Into the Stage, albums like that I personally love, that I listen to consistently. This ain't none of those. So I'm not sure where it's, at the time it was released, it was not like that for me. It's not like that for me now. It hasn't been since then. For y'all, it probably was.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the part I was going to bring up. Yeah. For us, maybe, in a different generation, it was. And Leroy, I see you in the Discord. We're going to put you in just a moment. So, but the thing is, to me, is like, I feel like is a classic. Then the classic is for many younger kids. I still listen. Even kids in my classroom, right? My high school kids. I can't put on a lot of my music, right? Because I listen to a lot of older stuff. But when I put on Forest Hills Drive, all the kids are like, for several of the songs, they're like, "Oh, this is my jam." Oh, I always skip Wet Dreams in the class because I don't want to listen to that, and but they always are like, "Oh, like that's the jam," like don't skip that one. I'm like, no, I'm skipping it. And then No Role Models, of course. Like so there are a lot of these songs that are undisputable hits for a whole generation of people. How is it not a classic? Is my issue.
It might be, but that's fine. That might be a classic. I couldn't tell you. Just like people tell me every day, when I was a teacher, children would tell me how great NBA YoungBoy is, and I turned his music on and I thought it was garbage. Now I don't turn on Cole's music and think it's garbage, but people tell me that all the time. People tell me Nicki Minaj is a good rapper. I've yet to hear it. So I'm. I saw that interview with her and Joe Budden, and she was just like, "Of course, I have like 3 classics, and people go crazy to hear the Pink Print and whatever." And I'm like, "Okay, like, what do I know? If you say so." So with the Cole thing, I respect them. Like those songs. Remember when they came out? They never was that level to me. So if that's what it is, cool. If you're gonna say that it's a classic based on this your generation, some younger generations, then that's fair. Like that's fine. I won't argue with you about that.
Mm-hmm. No, I get you. I hear you. B Dog, what you think? Because I mean, what are your thoughts on it? Because obviously you are the fan. So how do you define it?
I don't know, man. Because I think I think it's easy to tell what's a classic, honestly. And I don't know if people give Jake. I feel like I'm too close to the situation to see if J. Cole's actually getting those flowers, because I always am going to give them those flowers. So I feel like 2014 Forest Hills Drive, I feel like is a classic. I feel like a lot of people recognize it as a classic.
I don't get that. I never did. I gotta look at the track list again, man. I don't. That album is just not it to me.
So this is my thing. This is why it's so funny to me because like I can say that we said this about even songs like even albums like Get Rich or Die Trying is an album that I everyone says is one of the greatest albums of all time. If I look at the track list, it's not that to me, right?
It's not that. No, well, I think too many people see that. This is my thing with some of these albums too. What is a big hit don't mean it's a classic. So I think people be like, "Oh man, In the Club was on or you heard that 50 album everywhere." You did. But you ain't hear every song on that album. And when you did, I thought certain people was lame for playing certain songs on that album. Like that song is lame. And then a lot of it has gotten worse over time. Like it sounds worse than it did when it even came out to me.
Yeah.
Like I definitely don't ever want to hear Patiently Waiting. Like, these are the type of songs people was hyped about. I like a lot of songs on this album, man, but I don't know what song on here is something that's like I'm gonna turn this song on and it's not gonna I have to listen to it over and over and it'll never come off my playlist.
Yeah.
So
So
you feel like that about what? Like GOMD? Fire Squad?
GOMD is a great song. Yeah. Let me pull up the track list.
No
I
Role
mean,
Models is great.
No
It's
Role
played
Models.
out now, but that was a
I never okay, all right. I never
I
loved
love
No
that
Role
song when it
Models.
came out.
Wet Dreams,
I hate that song.
I could never listen to that ever again. Love Yours.
I'm gonna say
Apparently it's
this.
cool. I don't hate Apparently.
I don't
I
like
like
this album
Apparently.
as much
And I
as
don't ever
everybody
want to
else
hear that.
does.
Say it again. So
I'm
say it
trying to
I
again,
like
Bryson.
apparently. I don't like this album as much as everyone else does, but the songs that I don't like, everyone else loves. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, fuck. If I like everything else and then y'all like the other stuff, I guess it has to be a classic because then there's
okay.
culture. That's how I feel about it. But I hate all of these feel good songs. I don't care about Wet Dreams, Love Yours. I hate those songs personally. I don't ever want to hear them. But
Agreed.
a lot of
Okay.
people
Agreed.
love that song.
Agreed.
So okay, interesting. If that's how you're gonna judge it, the songs that I like, I hate, everyone else likes, then that's gonna add a lot more classics if I go by that type of metric because there's a lot of to me there's a lot of albums like that. The songs that are popular I think are stupid and garbage and I don't want to hear them. And then there'll be other songs on there that I really like and I think are underrated. So that's fair. Like I said, I'm not gonna stand up here and like fight you to the death over it. You say the classic, I'm gonna say, okay, cool, man. I disagree.
Of course, and listen, you're not the only one. Like I said, there was a poll on According to Hip Hop the other day, and the majority of people said it was not a classic. So this is my thing. This is why I thought it was an interesting discussion because it's his most heralded album. It's the one that the mainstream publications and such would say is his classic.
I think Born Sinner is better than this.
Me too.
Or I always
Personally.
remember Born
Agreed.
Sinner more fondly than this.
100%.
I
Agreed.
remember when this came out, being excited, hearing it, and thinking that was cool. And then I remember when Born Sinner came out, I was I listened to that more. It stuck with me longer, and so I I don't understand why when certain artists people pick certain albums, that they hype up. I don't love My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. People will swear it's just one of Kanye's the top one or two albums. I think it's just and the songs that people love, like B Dog was saying, I don't like. I'm like, all right, I guess those if y'all love those songs, like I say it's okay. Volume 2 is like this for Jigga. It's like,
Right, and we went through Jay
people will swear that
Z's.
song's great. And
Yeah, we went through Jay Z's whole discography, and in on this podcast, and there's a lot of things people call classic that we didn't consider classic, and this is my issue with the whole concept of classic. That's my thing. It's just it's classic. It feels like the word we moved the goalpost on what it is. a lot. And so it seems like when an artist is, loved by the media or loved by, like you said, their crossover albums, like Leroy is saying, when they have this kind of crossover album, then it's heralded in history as a classic. And when it's not, when it's some more underground person or someone maybe less loved by the media, J. Cole is a little bit less loved by the masses than say Kendrick is, or say than some others are.
I would definitely say by the media he is. I don't know if he has less fans, but the media definitely hypes up Kendrick way too much.
And so he'll get less classics. Whereas Kendrick, some people say Kendrick got 5 classics or something like that. Some people say wild things about. So
yes, that's completely ridiculous. Because I don't think Kendrick has all those classics. I think he has 2. So I would say Section 80.
Oh, okay.
And Good Kid.
Okay.
And I would get that Section 80 is the lower one of the 2. From most
Section
people.
80 is my favorite of his though.
But I was about to say, I think the songs across the 2 that I want to hear are about equal, as far as ones that stick around with me. Like, so, but people talk about Damn like it's so great, and I'm like, there's like 4 songs on there I like on there. So I don't understand some of that. Of course, we got these other albums that came out that was trash, like what's it called?
Mr. Morale.
And T-Pab is boring as hell, and I don't ever want to hear that. I haven't really listened to that probably since that month it came out, and then when people tried to bring it back when Nancy Pelosi and them was taking a knee a couple years ago, And
that's what I'm saying. And that's something that people call a classic. And that album, you talking about, Imperial said that Forest Hill is boring AF. To me, there's an album that's boring in existence. It's To Pimp a Butterfly. And then, I appreciate, I want to shout out to everybody that's in the chat. We got some people in here. I appreciate the discussion.
We got a chat?
So, and so I agree with like the things like Imperial says, Carter 3 is not a classic to me. I hate that album. To me that's the start of Wayne's fall off. Carter 1 and Carter 2 are way better albums of his. And then
that's a great example.
Right. So
that's one of the worst ones. People will swear that album's great. And I'm like, yeah, I wasn't feeling it when I liked a bunch of songs on there when it came out, but not like y'all.
Yeah.
Right. So, and Leroy said it too. People don't judge these off music classes off music. They judge it off impact, and that's my issue with the whole.
Well, it matters too, though. To me,
it does matter. It does matter. Impact matters, man. I know it's not it's easy to say it don't matter because it's not the music itself, but the impact does matter. I know because look, some of my favorite albums of the last 10 years have very little impact.
And that's my problem, though.
I get how that could be penalizing. But dude went platinum. Like, he has impact.
Right. That's my point.
Like first week or whatever, second week, something like that.
Yeah.
And no role model has like, billions of streams. So my point is, it's a super hit, right? It's not just like a hit, it's a super hit.
You turn that on anywhere, people will be like, what's the first line, Uncle Phil or whatever?
Yeah. First things first, rest in peace, Uncle Phil. Yeah. So my point is, to me, in this era, like in the past era, when you had a Source magazine and stuff like that, we talk about this a lot. You had a central body that was saying, these are classics and these are not. Today, when rap fans are arguing about it in the modern era, when it's, to me, J. Cole doesn't have a shot because he's not as loved by the media, or Big Crit doesn't have a shot. Any of the underground people, Sky Zoo, so many of these people that we love, they don't have a shot like they would have in past generations. So it's not fair.
It's not the same either, man. It's not the same. It's we so spread out now, man.
Exactly.
Like
so impact is
man. Like how we used to live together. And now we live all over the country.
Yeah.
We got to get on airplanes to see each other. If that's what we want to do, that's how it is. So hip hop in total to come together and call something a classic. When's the last time that happened? I feel like that happened in 2018. I think it was when Daytona came out. Since then, I'm trying to think of which one would it be. I think people kind of got there for when Alfredo came out.
I was about to say Alfredo was that.
I would say people did that with the Forever Story. Shit, that's the last album that I feel like was universally loved.
Okay,
It did get a lot
it
of
was.
love.
I didn't think I felt that same thing, but we are more dispersed now. So I don't think it's that many times though where we had the whole, like when the Source came out, the lanes was just so much. When the Source was a thing, the lanes were so much less lanes. So yeah, of course it's easy to get a consensus on, yo, this is the dope. Like Into the Stage wouldn't be a classic now,
Right.
impact wise, because people would be like, nobody would hear that basically.
Right. And that's my problem.
I mean, that's the thing. Well, but J. Cole has impact, so I don't think that that's the issue.
But when he started the discussion, you said J. Cole got 0. Bryce said he got 3, and that's my point. Is that the consensus is so far apart now. I mean, and like Brian said in the chat,
these songs are whack. Like we talked about these songs. Like these songs are whack. I don't want to hear Wet Dreams.
But they're not whack to everybody. There's a lot of people who love that.
Let them love it. Like I said, so my thing about the album not being a classic is these songs are whack. Like 3 or 4 of these songs, I don't ever want to hear again. I never liked them. It's not like I changed my opinion as it's gotten older.
Yeah.
I don't think really any of these holds up poorly.
I think we all agree with that.
I liked it before and it got lamer. So, and y'all agree with those. That's why I would say album's not a classic. To me, you get to multiple skips, and it's just not. You can't say that. But the impact could be huge. That's like so we say it would get Richard Die Trying. The impact is ginormous. It hit like a supernova. But half the songs on it are whack.
And that's the definition I always use was no skips or no more than 1 or 2 skips. To me, that's the definition I use. But to me, that's not the definition that's being used anymore. But we've been talking about this for a minute. We gotta pull Leroy in. He's been waiting on us. So let me. Leroy, I'm pulling you in now, and wanted to talk, about a little bit about this track he sent us, and just we want your thoughts on this conversation as well, man. So let's see. All right, Leroy, you pulled in. Let me know. I see you talking, but you're not heard. You got to make sure you.
Can't hear you, man. Say what's up to the people, man.
Salute.
What's up? What's up?
Yay.
What up, Leroy?
Thanks for joining in, man. Thanks for joining in. So yeah, man, we appreciate this song that you sent us, man. It was super dope. And we wanted to know who's your producer, man. Who you working with?
I'll say the beats I'm gonna use this year. I'll just say the Soul Council, right? So do you know the Soul Council?
Nah.
So, you don't know the Soul Council? Okay, so the Soul Council is a crisis, which it's like I'm building the relationship. Yeah. So it's like I can't say definitively, you know what I mean? So some people are on board. If you look up Ninth Wonder and the Soul Council is Ninth Wonder's team.
Okay, word.
Right? So one of them responded to me. So I got some beats. I didn't use his beats yet. His beats, crazy. I'm not going to say which one of them it is because I don't know if he wants me to say.
Right.
Oh, shit. Boy, that's pretty exciting.
I got one that's just, I got more than one. I got a year's worth. I got an album's worth of monsters, to be honest.
Right.
Hey, man. Hey. I was very impressed, man.
No, I appreciate that, man. And really, people are like, where are you at? What's taking so long? I would just say, it comes in steps, right? So the first thing I would say is people should educate themselves on the music business. Because what you think you know, it's so much to it that you don't want to play
Leroy,
yourself.
My man.
Yeah.
We don't want to hear about you doing those sellout stuff that Katt Williams was talking about, man.
Right.
All virgins.
All right. That's how you protect yourself.
Don't party with Diddy.
From not doing any funny style stuff. You got to educate yourself. You know what I mean? Money wise. Now, I'm a little bit older. I got a little bit of grays in here, so I'm never gonna play myself because I'm not chasing. I'm happy. I'm happy with who I am. I'm happy with, so I don't need to chase. So I'm a little different than a 20-year-old. But you got to educate yourself. Second, now you got to do the work. So I'm in the work phase. So like I'm talking to you guys, sending you songs. I'm proving that I have the ability to make songs to people that it matters. And I like that it's starting small. I'm like that I'm right here with you guys. You guys are the first to give me feedback on a platform about songs. I like that it's small. So just so we know, I really only care about the craft and the bars and the culture. Okay. Later they'll be like, this guy just wants some money. I really only care about the craft and like I'm the purest of the pure, right?
Word.
So it's doing the work, right? And then third is like I know where I want to end, right? So I don't know if you ever heard Will Smith. He was like, know where you're gonna go, then work backwards and try to work your way to it, right? So I know where I want to end. So I'm just doing the work, backwards. But it'll be here quicker than you think. It's a lot of work for me, but by the time you guys get some music and you hear what's going on, like with the song I sent you, you could kind of, it's a lot to explain, but without me even explaining, you could kind of hear stuff going on. This is the team. It's the team. If you know, you know.
So I heard you keep shouting out Pendulum. I didn't know if that was the producer or what. No. That was the thing.
Basically,
where you buy the merch.
Yeah. No, Pendulum. You could .com it, pendulum.com, but it's a school for lyricism. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
See, that's dope.
It's a school for lyricism. So when I'm rapping, it's with some of the best MCs that are already in the game. So I'm rapping against them, and they're barring against me. So what you're hearing with songs from me, you're hearing a competition between some of the best MCs, but you're just hearing me, my parts.
Right.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, cool, man.
So that's what it is, and it'll be explained later. Like if I try to explain everything I want to do, it'll take too long. But if people just, in about a month from now, you'll have a group of songs from me. You'll kind of see, you caught some of the wordplay in there, so
Yeah,
it's a thing. It's a thing. It's a whole. I mean, it's way bigger than what it looks like on the surface.
So this is
making my rounds.
These are a couple of things I wanted to ask you, man, because one, I feel like we listen to hip hop all day. I catch a lot of wordplay, and this stuff, of course I don't catch everything. Like if I'm listening to Lupe, years later, sometimes I still catch new stuff, but in general, most rappers ain't that deep. I catch most of the stuff, so. It's interesting. You said like sometimes you surprised, that you caught that. Like, is that something when you're on the school of lyricism? Is it like, do you feel like? I mean, I don't know. Do you ever feel like you got to dumb down your stuff, or like what? Like, what is it that you? What is your goal? Are you trying to make the most complex bars you can?
Right.
Or are you?
Say again.
What is you said like you want to know where you're going. So what is your goal? Are you trying to make the most complex bars you can or try to just make the best music you can? What's your goal?
I'm a music person first. Mm-hmm. So before I even say a word, the music has to be a thing. I'm a music person first. The bars, some things just come natural to me. So the bars ain't really that difficult for me. I'm not trying to make them super complex. Now the message within that though is complex, but that is going to dawn on people later. When I'm first saying it to you, it's going to sound a little complex. So I'm not going to jump off like some of my homies. They rap so complex where it is a lot. It's a lot, And I'm probably middle ground. I'm not trying to go. I don't want to go over your head. I'd rather you understand what I'm saying.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Pardon, I'm a little under the weather.
No, you good.
But there is a thing. I mean, like I said, as it progresses, like I'm gonna send you more stuff, as the weeks progress, and then after a while, you'll know where to go just to keep hearing stuff from me. all last year I recorded. I was just doing a bunch of stuff, but I'm building. You know, first you have to build people's confidence that you know what you're doing, that people can follow your word, that people can put trust that you're gonna do what you say you're gonna do. So it's a lot of the working I have to do before I really jump out the window. You know,
Word.
because I have to gain people's trust. I have to gain producers' trust. They don't know me like that. Well, I'm cold calling them. They're like, bro, who are you? Oh, you don't have a big following either. Like, why should we mess with you? Like, let me hear something. Okay, you cool, but are you gonna go through the pain of the game? And you know, you have to prove yourself. So this is the year I'm just doing the proving. That's all.
Word. Word. I appreciate that, man. That's why, like I said, because I heard you, spit before, so I knew you could rap. But like you said, not everybody that can rap can make music. And so when you said the songs, I was like, okay, I was very impressed, with the song making, and putting it all
Yeah, because
together.
I was nervous, man. I was nervous. I felt a little bit like B-Dog, man. You know, he people be wanting to talk about, yo, man, listen to my songs. I'm like, all right, I'll listen to your song, man.
Man,
But
what I'm
I
really
was
capable
legit
of.
impressed. I was like, oh wait, no, this is actually good. Not I don't have to fake it. All right, cool.
I mean, I appreciate that, and I appreciate. I mean, I'm rapping all the time, so I'm used to hearing me. But it's like what I try to tell people is really it's no shortcuts, and I don't want to take shortcuts like Katt Williams was saying. First of all, I'm not,
Hey, that's the theme of the episode.
no shortcuts, and to really be good at this, it is work. I write thousands of bars. So it's like you can't shortcut. You have to put the work in if you want to be nice. You know what I mean? It's no getting around it. And
Word.
for those that are willing to do that, you can be nice. And I still have growing. I'm not arrogant to think that I'm the best or I don't have more growing to do. Like it's some dudes like, bro, like I'll spit a rap and I'm spitting it to Mickey Fax, and he's looking at me like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's like,
Yeah.
bro, it's always other levels,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. So since you're talking about this pendulum, I wanted to, because we talk about this a lot. What is lyricism? They talk about it on according to hip hop too. What is lyricism? Do you consider, what does the school teach for you? Is emotionally impactful words part of lyricism? Is storytelling part of lyricism? Or are you just talking about wordplay, bars, metaphors, and those?
Do you like the vibes, man? When are you gonna make your that Lil Uzi song that you just want to rap? When is that
I
coming out
like
to you?
it.
When is your version of that coming?
Do you have a dance?
To be honest with you, I'm a different kind of lyricist. Like when it's time for me to rap, I'm doing lyrical stuff. But what I really like to hear though is like I'm more of a vibey person. Like I'm just into vibes. I'm more chill. You know what I mean? I can make that stuff. You know what I mean? But I just naturally fall into lyricism. You know, because that's just what's comfortable for me. But lyricism, it's a lot, and the school teaches a lot. First of all, like I said, you got to know business. So this ain't just like you think you're just gonna rap and just be up there without having a good handle on business. You're fooling yourself. Secondly, yeah, psychologically, there is psychology involved, and there is a professor, a psychological professor, Jeff Walker, and there is a psychology to having people feel you. There's a psychology to expressing the hard struggles that you've been through in your story and stuff like that. And yeah, and then there's the wordplay. My specialty is like metaphor. If you really catch on what I'm doing, I'm building on metaphor. You know what I mean? But there's it's more than just punchlines. It's more than a simile or an entendre or a scheme or it can get deep when you can do a whole sentence that has a double meaning and every word has a double meaning, and then when you get to the end of that word, do it backwards, and the same sentence backwards says something else.
Yeah, that's that Lupe type
It's like
stuff. Yeah.
it's levels to this. You know what I mean? We can go crazy. It's lyricists out there that aren't famous, that aren't known, that are so incredible with what they can do with words. It's mind blowing. So But I'm trying to open up the door for that. But like what I'm doing, what you're doing, right? You took it upon yourself to create your own platform, right? That mind state is more important to me than anything else that I could say or do or music that I make. I want to get it in these rappers' heads that you can build your own thing, your own arena, your own, you can do it yourself without having to play yourself, play yourself.
Yeah.
Party with Diddy without having to party with Diddy. Okay.
Right.
I don't have to hit no parties. I can party with my friends. You know what I mean? I can call my homies. We can have a party.
Pause, man.
I don't
Pause,
need
pause,
to.
Pause. Don't tell us too much, man. Don't tell us too much.
But you know what I mean. But you know what I'm saying, though. You know what I mean. You can do your own thing. You don't have to bow down to no industry standard. You can go direct to the fans. You could give them what you like. We're lyrical heads. I know I'm speaking to a minority, and I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? Now, to be honest, I can make the clubby stuff. Like, that's not a problem. But, this is where I'm comfortable,
Word. So I appreciate you. I appreciate you sharing all that, man. And so this is this is the last topic I wanted us to talk about, and I forgot. Did y'all all watch that Little Brother documentary?
Yeah.
Nope.
No, I watched the Math Hoffa. I watched
Okay.
some of the. I ain't finished the documentary.
All right, so you watched the Math Hoffa stuff though too, and in it they talk about how where they want to be, and you said something like this too. Know where you want to end up, and then work backward from there. And they talked about how they like that they could go eat at a restaurant, and like they don't need. They talked about how they don't want to be Drake, even though Drake is built off of the Fonte stuff. How they don't want to be that. Right. They don't want to. They're not trying to be that like that. So my question to you is, what's your goal? Where do you want to end up? What do you define as success for yourself?
Right. Well, like I was saying this somebody else earlier. Success really to me is happiness. If you can find your happiness, there's a lot of people with a lot of money who can't find that. So that's my real answer. If you can find happiness, I think you made it to success. But I'm not gonna act like fame isn't a factor, because is it a factor really for me personally? It's a lot that comes with Drake fame. And I don't think people really know what they're asking for when they say they want that, because you're asking for a huge elephant of attention, which I don't think you're going to want every day. You know what I mean? But in order to do what I have to do for the culture, I'm willing to entertain the fame. I'm willing to entertain the popularity. But if it comes, cool. If it doesn't, cool. But I think I have the right mind state and the temperament and the right relationship building skills and knowing who to mess with, who not to mess with, that I can maneuver through the actual entertainment business. But I will say this though, it costs. It costs. These people aren't just making it off talent alone. I don't want to totally break the smoke and mirrors on hip hop, but it's not talent alone.
No, of course not. Katt already told us that. Katt already broke that down, man. We know. Yeah. So yeah, man. But I just wanted to know, you're not trying to be Drake. If you could say, I
can play that role.
Yeah. If you had to give yourself a rapper who you'd want to be at their level, right? You say that's my success point right there. If I could be known as great as or known as much as this person, who would it be?
I mean, like I said, I can't act like I don't want to be up there, because it's not really the fame that's driving that. It's the position to say something of importance with that many people watching and listening. If that makes sense.
Let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
If let's say somebody heard your music, right? And then you get a phone call like, yo, come to the studio to work with, I don't know, man. Give me a person that's like somebody, man.
Swiss Beats. Kanye West.
You're going to work with Swizz. Okay,
Right.
you're gonna work with Swizz.
Swizz,
And you get to the
okay.
studio and you hear this whack ass beat, and he says, "Hey, how would you rap to this?" And you go into the booth and you put the flow down on that whack ass beat, and then and you come back out the booth and Swizz says, "Yo, my man's.
Yeah.
Let me take that. I like how you did that. Let me take that. You could be the ghostwriter or whatever on there. Would you be cool with that?"
No, but
what is the amount of racks where that's cool? I don't know how this works, so I'm just asking.
You mean like for me to write for someone else or someone write for me?
Before that's really known.
You write somebody else.
We kind of, you writing for Swizz Beats. He gonna go rap your verse, and people gonna be like, "Damn, Swizz got bars. Swizz is the man. The beat was trash with them bars."
I'm gonna answer that. I think it's very important for anybody listening to me to trust my judgment on the situation, because I didn't just think of this last night. This has been thought about for years. Now, what I would do is I would write him the bars, and I would let him say the bars. And if I have to make something corny, if I have to make something, I need people to realize that if you get 20 songs from a person, or if you get a bunch of songs, and I'm always going to serve my core. However, though, I need people to realize that it's music and then there's culture. I'm an artist at heart. Like, that's a little different from your usual rapper. So again, I'm thinking end goal and I'm thinking culture. While a song comes out and they'll be like, "Bro, that was corny." And I may say, "Yeah, that is corny." You know what I mean? Or he said the rhyme you wrote, but ghostwriting is a craft. I respect the craft. I want to get more people to think about, because I want people to stop thinking that they have to be in front. You don't have to be in front. There is nothing wrong with being the ghostwriter. And that is a craft and I had to learn how to be a ghostwriter to be able to do the things that I'm doing, which I sent to you. First, I had to learn the skill of ghostwriting and the business of ghostwriting. So I can do that. You know what I mean?
What is
Rebel Legit?
The point where that is a good move, I guess? Well, I don't know, man. I don't want to take all your time, man. I don't know if that's you about to.
No, I'm here.
Yeah,
it's a case
I was
by
just
case
gonna
basis.
say that Rebel Legit said that's his hustle, and Sky Zoo said it himself that's his hustle. He said that's his main thing, and he don't mind. He writes songs, and he don't want it to sound like his song. That would be a failing of ghostwriting. He's writing the song. It might be some whack bars, but he's a good enough writer to write in their voice. Writing other someone else.
You think Sky Zoo wrote that?
No, I
wrote that.
He could have wrote Bryce's favorite track, that Sexy Red. He could have wrote Ski Yee. Who knows?
Right.
Oh, you're right.
I mean,
I was wondering what the pay is for that, or like how that works contractually. Like,
it's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it to ghostwrite. You know what I mean?
I'm sure it's worth it. You can walk down the street, and the other person got to be the one in front of the camera, but then they perform it forever, and then you just get a little piece. I don't know how that works.
So that's
true,
why,
but
and that's why I asked Leroy what your goal was. Is it the money? Is it just a career? You said happiness, or do you want to be the GOAT? Like, do you want to be known as the GOAT? I want everybody when they talking about discussions, who's the best rapper. You want everybody to say, at the end of the day, is Leroy Green next to Nas or whatever. So, like, that's why I was asking you, what's your level of success? What's your goal?
Right.
Is it just,
I'm a competitor. If I'm left alone and unchallenged, well, then I'm a chill. You know what I mean? If I'm challenged, though, well, then you may get what you're asking for. You know what I mean? And if it's about being the best, I'm willing to play that game with any MC, with any team, with anybody, or they want to throw bars, we could throw bars. But I'm willing to play that game if tested to that degree. If not, I'm just trying to make good music. You know what I mean? As far as writing for other people, you could write something real cool that doesn't have to be super lyrical, but can still make people feel something. But yeah, I want people to say, Leroy, I want people to say, yeah, he's one of the best. My rap name isn't Leroy Green, but you guys will know, and you guys will know soon enough. You know what I mean? In about a month or so. But I want people to be like, yeah, and I'm coming into the game approaching it like that. I'm coming into the game like it's not an arrogance because I don't want to. It's not like I'm saying I'm better than or somebody, but I just rap better than, you know. That's
Yeah,
from the
that's how it's
Little
supposed to
Brother
be.
documentary.
Yeah,
I'm not better than the person. I just rap better.
yeah, yeah.
And it's not a arrogance, but in order for you to listen to what I'm saying, I have to put forth a little bit of bravado in it. Like, oh, okay, like let's play. You know what I mean? If it's about bars, you know, let's play. You know, so that way the other rappers hear what I'm saying. Now, some may take it away, some know that it's competition. But yeah, it'll get to that point where yeah, I am gonna want to be if I get in, you know, people wait their whole lives to get in. People risk their life to get in. People put their families' lives on the line to get in. It's blood, sweat, and tears behind this. It's money behind this. It's people's future behind this. I got kids behind this. If I get in, well, then I'm playing like my life is on the line because it literally is. You know what I
Word.
mean? So once it gets to that degree, yeah, we going for number one. And I believe I have the skill set to do that, and I believe I have the right mentality to do that without stepping on toes, without damaging the culture. You know what I mean? With upholding the culture and making it better. I want to go in and leave the game better than I came into it. And if I can do that, I'm all right.
We appreciate that, man. Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Yeah.
Leroy, we rooting for you. Like I said, we excited to hear more music. Keep sending it to us. And yeah, man, thanks for jumping in. You know, and
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, man.
My circle's very small. My circle's very small, so I appreciate y'all, man. You know what I mean? You guys are among a small group that's getting music before anybody else, and you're gonna get music for a long time before anybody else. So I appreciate y'all.
Nah, we
man,
appreciate
we
it.
appreciate you too, man. All right, man. We're gonna I guess we're gonna go back to this discussion about Salute, man. If you want to hop out, or if you want to join us in this J. Cole debate, you're welcome to too. But if you want to let us know your thoughts, but
I'll do a little bit. I'll do a little
Yeah.
bit. I don't want to overstay my welcome. Huh?
So you tell
Cole
us
ain't got no classics.
what defines a classic to you, and does Cole fit? Does he have one?
Maybe I should have jumped out, but I'll say I'm not from the Cole era. I'm a little bit before that, so I never really got into J. Cole. Respectfully, his last album was really, really good. So I just want to start by saying that's something positive.
Yeah.
His albums before that, I never really got into like that. So, but I feel like a lot of hip hop heads, they want him to really make something for the hip hop heads. And I just have to be honest with the people. He has to make a decision. Who is he going to talk to? And his target audience are more radio friendly than hip hop. So that's a big difference. If he goes over to the purely purist, he could lose a lot of eyeballs, a lot of money, sponsors, so we got to be realistic. I'm coming in being lyrical. He came in being kind of like the crossroad between lyrical and mainstream. So he got to maintain that position because he kind of worked for that, came in with Jay-Z. So, Rock Nation, don't forget my Rock Nation hat, So.
Yeah.
No, I feel like he's moved more and more away from that. And that's probably why I like him more and more lately as he's gotten older. He's cared less and less about some of the stuff he was doing before. His first album was messed up because of that shit.
Yeah.
He has freedom now, though.
So, I mean, it sounded like he learned that lesson, and his albums. I mean, every guest he's been killing these guest spots. I would be really excited to hear a new album from him right now because his rapping is so good right now. So, hopefully that's on the way.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm not gonna stay too long, but some people he has the skill. So when it comes to just rapping, he got that. He got the skill. Sometimes it's the person's life. Like the person's life has to supply the classic material. If his life is not supplying that at the moment, like no crazy story happened to him or nothing that he had to really go through, it's kind of hard, you know. It's like, you know, you got to have life has to give you it. You can't. I don't think you can just make a classic. I think life makes a classic, and you just happen to be there. You know what I'm saying? You just happen to be the one making it. But really, life made it, and you're speaking on it. You know?
So what do you think is the last classic album to you that was like consensus in hip hop? Like, because we were asked this earlier. You know, I said the Forever Story, but even Brian was saying that according to hip hop, said that's not it. That wasn't a classic. So, what would you say is the last one you felt like the culture agreed on? Boom, that's it. That's the classic.
I'm drawing a blank, man. Drawing a blank. It's been that long for me. For me, you know, I can't speak to everybody else. You know, it's been that, and like again, I'm an underground head. I'm a purist. You know, I listen to what I listen to. Nobody's listening to what I'm listening to. You know, I'm listening to Sky Zoo. I'm listening to Ka. I'm listening to, you know, all these Blue. I'm listening to Planet Asia. I'm listening to, so it's like I got a different opinion. Sci-Hi, you know.
You know, we listen to all that. You know, we listen to all that same stuff. We've been reviewing it right here.
Yeah, so that's where my opinion lies. If you ask me about that crowd, I think the last thing we can all agree on, right, is probably Fly God or Pray for Paris. Pick either one, right?
Yeah, I think Fly God was, but there was such an underground one. Like people wasn't hyped on Fly God when it came out like that. I mean, like in general, I mean, you know, if you walk down the street and say, "Yo, you heard Fly God," people gonna be like, "I don't know what you're talking about." A lot of people would say that. So that's not the same thing as.
I feel like it was a little bigger.
Like Daytona, people knew what the deal was. Yeah. And then the Drake stuff, of course, gonna set that into the stratosphere. So that's why the impact was so big. In 2020, people was locked down. Pray for Paris was one of those. So I do think people heard that, but I don't know if that's everybody.
I'm gonna be real. I mean, if I do an album, when I say I mean just like any rapper, right? If I'm a rapper, I do an album, right? And I have super talent and I have both fan bases, right? If I got 16 songs to do an album, maybe some of them songs do got to be a little corny, just to get to where lyrical stuff matters. You know, maybe the few of them singles do got to be a little dancey. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. I know the purists don't want to hear that, and I understand that. I totally understand that, because to them, it's throwing off the album or it's throwing off the listening experience, right? But I do think there is a way to enter that world of corniness, right? And just like, if you're making a song about a girl that you like, I like this girl that I work with, the girl that I work with, she's fine, right? Mm-hmm. We can all relate to that. So everybody can relate to that. So whether it's corny, whether it's lyrical, if you make something relatable, right? I think you could get in, you know what I mean? But sometimes you got to play the game, and that's why, and in the internet too, makes it to where a classic, it's not the same classic like when we used to physically go to the store, buy the record, we're holding the record, we go to the car, play the record, drive home, listen.
And everyone would discuss it in the record store, discuss it in the car. Like I said, you have more consensus in there. That's it.
That's not, but you know, we get in the car and we listen to 5 different things. I'm not trying to hit with you. I'm definitely not listening to what B-Dog listening to.
Right. I'm not
listening. I'm having knock.
Most of that stuff I'm listening to, man, if it's ski, I'm passing. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to B-Dog. See, because if I'm rapping, go ahead. I know I got Dumb It Down's attention. If I'm really, really going, I know I got Dumb It Down's attention.
But is your booty hole brown? Because that's going to be important. That's important.
Hey yo.
Come on, dog.
But I'm trying to.
That's the type of bars that B-Dog wants to hear, though, man. So you got to.
None of that. None of that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to hit someone impactfully where it's going to impact them. If I say something super complex and conceptual, Dumb It Down is familiar with that. You know what I mean? B-Dog, he may not be so familiar with that. So I'm trying to reach B-Dog. You know, it's no diss on Dumb It Down or Old Baldy, but I want to be effective to the next generation that is not so familiar with the complexities,
Nah.
you know.
Well,
But
Get him off the show, man.
this is
I don't want to
hold
hear
on.
I
this
love
type
my
of talk. Don't talk bad
I
about
love
my
my
lyrical music.
No. But I wanted to say that I feel like Lupe, when he came into the game, you're kind of maybe is like where the place where you want to be, because I mean he had big songs like Kick Push and Show Goes On and Superstar and stuff like that still were speaking to things, but were hit songs that reached a lot of people. I know people who don't listen to hip hop and they know the song Show Goes On and stuff like that. And so is that kind of like the sort of thing you're talking about, or is that a good example, I guess, of
Right.
Because I don't feel like Lupe
Exactly.
was making corny music, at least not in his first two albums. Lasers definitely had some corny songs, but
He gonna get a Annie sample, man. This what this guy's gonna
Yeah,
get.
we
Man. He
know.
gonna get an Annie sample.
You know what?
And bar
I
up
did
the
get an
Annie
Annie
sample
I
super
did
slowly.
get an Annie sample, a beat with an Annie sample, and I'm not gonna use it, but a fire Annie sample did come through.
Hey. Okay, all right. Well, hey, when you start getting the musicals, that might be one of the ways, man. I don't know, man.
You about to sample The Sun Will Come Out? Yeah.
We got you.
Tomorrow.
The job is to push. The job is to push the culture, not just keep it in a certain place.
Leroy.
You know? Huh?
No, you got to keep it away from whatever the hell B Dog listening to, man. If you make an album sound like NBA YoungBoy, I'm gonna get on here and trash it, man. If you start rapping like Game,
Yeah, you should.
you're gonna get clowned on this show.
If somebody trashes my music, I'm gonna say salute, because I appreciate an honest opinion. I'm not taking it like it's like you're dissing me. You know what I mean? But I will say this though. 85% of what I'm doing is targeted towards adults, people with children, people with careers, people with older lives. Like, I will never front as if I'm some young dude in the club. Like, that ain't me. You know what I mean? So I think that there's a space in hip hop for adult contemporary rap that's proud to be an adult, that's happy being an adult. We got jobs, we got lives, we got wives, we got kids.
And we can read. We can read.
Right, yeah.
It's important. Our vocabularies aren't this. We can read a book.
That leaves you
that's
at
first and
Little
foremost.
Brother. That's Little Brother. We were talking about the documentary, and that's but they don't. People would say they don't have impact. That's what some people would say. I think depends on how you define impact, but people would say
they got impact. They got impact. Impact to me is like it's some people that are not famous, but when they walk around in the industry, everybody gives them their praise. Because the industry cats listen to the underground stuff. They know. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So B Dog gave a look though when you said that they got impact. So B Dog, what you think? Little Brother got impact or what?
Hey.
Nowadays, like no.
Oh no.
Now,
Zero
no.
impact now. Zero impact now.
Zero.
When that first album came out, when the listening came out,
Yeah.
I remember people being on like message boards going crazy. So I know that was like weird, but that was the time.
Right.
And I remember it just having a lot of impact in that space. For the rap nerds of that generation, it was a pretty big deal. It's like Mad Villainy. It's like some of these other albums that like maybe don't have the tons and tons of fans. It wasn't on the radio, but people be like, "Yo, that album," So it's known.
Yeah, I mean, to be real, like I said, when you watch a movie, you got to realize that you're watching a movie. Like it looks real, but it's not reality. It's a movie. So when you're seeing the impact of these major artists, you got to keep in mind that it's kind of a movie you're watching. It's not like it is like that in the street, but just keep in mind that all of these people, it's a movie. It's a movie. Like some people can't be in a Marvel movie. Some people are in an independent movie because they never made it to that level of Marvel.
They
Some
like
Lifetime
Jonathan
movie.
Majors.
Yeah, like, and I'm not Jonathan Majors, and there would be no integrity lost on my end. There will be no parties. There will be no bad boy parties.
You won't be chasing the
Okay.
white women in the street or whatever?
Getting chased
I'm
by white
chasing
women. You
him.
was
I'm with
getting
Dr.
I mean,
chased.
running
Yeah,
away.
you running from him. Yeah.
I'm with Dr. Umar, man.
Hey, okay. That might get you canceled in itself, but yeah, man, that's a smart move.
No. It's just that we have to bring it down to like a reality. I think people, they're looking at it at a certain way where it is like a movie. Once you bring it down to reality, you can appreciate the music more, appreciate the art more. Nothing against the Snow Bunnies, but I've never, that was never my thing my whole life. Like in my whole entire life, I've never crossed that line, so I don't know nothing about what's over there. You know what I mean? So that's me, But purely on the music, though, we got to get back to just the pure music, and I think people can appreciate that from me and artists like me, and whether that becomes famous or not ultra famous, we're good with that. The people that are in the game, they'll know and they respect it. When Fonte walks around in the industry, the major famous people respect this dude, man. He's highly respected by the Drakes, by the J. Coles, by the the babies. Like they respect Fonte, because they know, Kanye knows that when he was coming out, he was studying what Little Brother was doing. You could hear it in Kanye's approach.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. Come on.
They talked about that on the Math Hoffa. Kanye was saying, I gotta come out because otherwise this guy's gonna get to my style before me. Yeah, man. We appreciate you, Leroy. We definitely appreciate you.
Appreciate y'all.
So thanks for joining in, man. Tapping in. We appreciate you. Like I said, keep doing what you're doing, man.
I will. Appreciate you, brothers, man. Keep doing what you're doing. We're gonna run this thing up till it's the number one till you drink champs, you know what I mean? Hater drink champs.
Hey man, there's no way I'd be shocked and I wouldn't even know how to deal with it. If we was getting money like that, I wouldn't even know what to do with it.
I wouldn't want to be famous. See, I wouldn't want to be famous. See, I don't want. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm
the major thing I want to get across.
Good.
It's possible. Possible, bro. It's possible. The only thing that's stopping people from doing what they want to do is their own
B-Dog, not listening to the albums.
Yeah, no. It's neither of us doing any editing. Nobody cutting up the videos. There's a lot of obstacles in
Hey, that's all right though. You can hire a staff later. Hire a staff with the private plane you get the staff,
That's true. Yeah, man. I know you was I know you went on the PJ to Dubai. You could have got somebody else to do all of that, man.
Word, yeah. I spend my money on a vacation thing. I'm just not investing right.
Man.
I gotta run though.
All right, Leroy.
Appreciate
you, man.
Peace.
Peace. Soon.
You listen to all that Larry June and you ain't learn how to invest yet?
Yeah,
that's like a seminar, man. You should be a real estate mogul by now.
I know.
Man. You listened to like 3 albums from him last year.
It's true, man. It's true. That's true. I tried. I don't know. But yeah, man. What would any other thoughts we wanted to talk about that Little Brother documentary before we got off? Before we get out of here?
We didn't watch it. So
I didn't finish it, but I thought it was cool, man. I kind of knew the story. I feel like I was on the ride with them, especially early on. And it's just cool to see. But I kind of wish that I don't know when I had that feeling again, man. Very nostalgic for that time. Like I said, I remember being on the internet, going crazy when I heard the listening. The anticipation for the minstrel show, like I was just like so convinced these dudes was about to just be like the biggest thing ever. I don't know why. I was so hyped up for the album to come out. So it's just funny to think about some of those older times when I was younger and stuff like that with them.
Yeah, no, I mean, I felt like the same way. I felt like it was a lot of information I knew. I thought what was new about the documentary was them talking about specifically, the conversations they had, going on tour and the issues they had going on tour, like, not talking or stuff like that. I felt like it was very honest. They were both very honest with, their conversations and everything. So I thought it was a great documentary. And, Little Brother is still I'll say this in the time. I mean, to me, they're a top 3 rap group. Top 3, easy. To me, they only behind Tribe and Outkast. Was the only people you could put them behind. So
you can't do that. I feel like that's a little high, but I'm not mad at it.
Yeah. All right,
so that's it for the squad today.
All right, man. Well, everybody like and subscribe. Thanks for everybody joining in. Appreciate everybody who's in the chat.
Man.
Like and subscribe. And
tell your mom and them.
You a hater. We don't want to hear that shit on here, all right? We ain't worried about no big crit. He said Cole is where crit should be.
Oh, no, crit? No, wait. No, that's legit.
That's legit? Wait, so Cole should be at crit's level is what you're saying?
No, I think they should both be. Listen, so
Crit should be at Cole level.
When all of them
both
were coming out, when all of them were coming out, I was riding with all when they were coming out with their mixtapes on the blog. So Overly Dedicated came out, and like the warm up, Friday Night Lights with J. Cole, and Big Crit was here, was amazing. It was still, out of all of those mixtapes, I would say it might be my favorite one of them all. But
no.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. I listen to. I still to this day listen to Crit Was Here. It's better than the warm up. It's better than Overly Dedicated. That's what I was.
Better than Friday Night Lights, though.
Is it better than Friday Night? I would say it's just as good, if not better. I love Crit Was Here. I mean, that's all I got to say about that. So. And then I don't care
either way, man.
Yeah, and Chris made a bunch of great music. I feel like he should have been in the same place as Cole and Kendrick, and it sucks that he's not.
Work harder, nigga. We don't want to hear it, Chris.
Let's close it out, man. I'm about to go watch the X-Files and smoke, man. Come on, man.
I'll tell you this: he definitely should have blew up more than Big Sean or Chance the Rapper, so many others that blew up around that time.
Okay,
Crit,
all right.
could have
Chance the Rapper catching strays. We shouldn't even bring him up. He just brought our podcast metrics down, bringing up Chance the Rapper. Y'all was taking that boy up after that album that was mid, talking about who was gonna be so good. Acid Rap was great, but that coloring book was not that. Y'all was going crazy, and then when that other one came out, everybody jumped off his bandwagon quick, man.
Yeah, he hadn't come out with nothing.
Has that ever happened to a rapper? Cannabis. That happened to Cannabis, kind of, but never on the level of this dude. Even the visual of the cover of the album is now thought of as like a joke. Like people see it and laugh. Like that's how bad this album was. This is like, you know what? Raekwon made up for it, but this is how I felt about Immobilarity. Immobilarity was like that. When Immobilarity came out, that shit was so lame. I remember the single was Live from New York. People was hyped. It sounded great. And then none of everybody liked the rest of the album. So it was like a huge letdown when that came out. So that's kind of similar to the what was it called? The Big Day. So maybe his next album will be dope. Maybe Chance won't be a joke forever.
He should have came back already. He should have already came back. I don't know why he waited so long.
Hey man.
No.
Trying to come up with another gimmick to make a bunch of money like them hats.
Stay away, sir.
He made a game winner in the hats. He's just trying to come up with another gimmick. The hat ain't gonna keep working.
All right, that's it for today, man. We gonna keep talking forever. Yeah. Catch y'all next time, man. Tell a friend. We need our subscribers up. So catch y'all next time. Peace.
Peace.